Welcome to my birthday party. It's a mandala art making birthday party, and actually I had some fun birthday mandala art kits planned out. I ended up in the hospital with some surgery that was unexpected, didn't have the party, and so I had some friends over little by little, one or a couple friends at a time, to do some mandala art making. So I'd love to give you a tour of these fun mandala art making kit ideas. And then at the end, I'll also share my birthday presents to myself, some mandala diamond art kits as well.
Thanks for subscribing to Creative Solace Studios for mixed media, tutorials, and ideas and inspiration. I'm Kathleen Arola-Johnson.
Although I'm a mixed media art journaling instructor and nature journal teacher, I wanted to have some easy, pre-made mixed media ideas that anybody could do. I wanted to have make and take things for this birthday idea. So I did a little oriental trading haul, and a few of these are from Amazon as well. I'll link the products in the description. Let's take a look at these happy birthday mandala art for beginners. I did these with adults, but these could be for many ages and don't have to be just for birthdays. So the first thing that I wanted to have when people came into the party is some coloring ideas set up. This is a cardstock velvet or fuzzy poster, fuzzy coloring poster, velvet coloring poster. There are 4 different designs. I just wanted to have these set out on tables so people could come in as they're mingling and beginning the birthday party, getting to know each other, chatting. And I have done these with Sharpie markers, and some of them were also with Tombow brush pens, dual tipped brush pens. The techniques or the tips, the pointers I'd like to mention is that if you get too close to the fuzzy part, the velvety part, it does flake off into little crumbs, and you especially have to be careful of the light color markers such as yellow. But these were super fun. You can just color in the patterns. Here's one that I am just starting. You can just color in the patterns, the whole section like a coloring book, or you can do your own designs inside of the patterns and use your color palette, pass the colors around to each other. A great welcoming idea. And this is also something that was easy for take home. If somebody didn't get to these and wanted to take this home as a party favor, there you go. This fuzzy mandala coloring idea, this was from Amazon. Velvet art material, velvet art mandalas, pack of 40. So quite a few in here, bright, colorful, beautiful, and easy for all ages.
So I thought of this as a mixer that people could do independently.
After this, I had a couple dry art kits where we're not using any paint. And again, I wanted these to be mandala art for beginners, things that people could do on their own. My thought was that I could have a little instruction sheet at the table and then people could do these on their own as well. This one over here is part of my Oriental Trading Company art haul or art kit haul. It's scratch art. These are ornaments that have a little hole punched in them, and it's on a lightweight cardboard. They are pre-made and pre-coated with the black. The colorful background is underneath the black. So this comes with a little scratch art tool, a stylus, and some hangers. With this, you just carefully scratch away whatever you want to make patterns. If you scratch the entire section of black, you will reveal rainbow colors underneath. You can leave little borders of black. You can do patterns inside of there. I liked the technique of doing one kind of pattern radially. So one pattern around in a circle, symmetrical or radial symmetry, another pattern in the next section of the mandala, another pattern over here. But you can see that these would be easy for all ages as well. You can use the back end of the stylus to scratch a larger area and the point to scratch details like these little circles or these stripes. The tip for this one is that surprisingly you can also mistakenly scratch the silver. So just be careful not to scratch into that or to scratch too hard and take up some of the color as well. Another tip for this is to have a paper underneath them, because as you're scratching, the crumbs, the little flakes of the black are, you know, like little tiny pencil shavings. They do get all over. So if you can brush them onto a placemat or a paper underneath there and then just dump that paper in the garbage, that is handy. When you are tying these on, whoops, this one came out, so I'll demonstrate on this one. When you're tying these on, it helps to fold the cord in half, do a double knot, come from the back. I'll take it out here. Come from the back of the hole into the front, and maybe use the stylus to help thread it through there. Then to tuck the knotted end through there, you could actually do it from the front too. So this part is on the front. Let me show one of each one. There we go. So two directions of doing those. If you put it through, it's tempting to think of putting it through this way and just tying a knot. It'll hang sideways. So this makes it hang nicer. So nice compliment to the drawings. Look how pretty all these look sitting together. You imagine them sitting around on a table. This is something that people, again, of all ages could definitely do on their own. And this one also could be a take-home prize favor if you didn't have time to do it at the actual party. Next, we're moving along to a sand art kit, sand mandala kit. Again, from Oriental Trading. These are, and there were, I'm not sure how many different patterns there were of the scratch art, but there were multiple designs in here. You can see a couple of them here. So the sand art, so pretty, so fun, and it's pre-made sticky paper. How cool is that? Here's what the Mandala sand art kits look like. They come in their own bag with all the pieces for each one in here. I'm not gonna open one of these bags. I've got some art shorts videos about making these as well, but I will show you that the yellow part is sticker paper. So you just peel up part of that. It's sticky cardboard, sturdy cardboard underneath there, and sprinkle the sand on. Tips for these, I found two ways of doing it. One way is peel up all the parts that you want the same color. For example, all the red pieces, peel off all those, sprinkle all the red sand on. Second way is to do one piece at a time. So peel one off, do the sand on that sticky part, and then go to the next one. The ways that I did these were to have a paper underneath, and after I poured, like let's say this blue, after I poured the blue, kind of shaking it around, making sure that the sand attaches to all the sticky areas of the blue where you want the blue, then shake it off onto the paper that's underneath. Then I saved that paper off to the side in case I or someone else wanted to use the blue again. then I used a different paper underneath for each different color. So at the end, I had however many colors I used, those papers around on the table, if I wanted to go back and touch up something. Then for saving the supplies of these, you can either dump them all into, this isn't the bag, but I used a little snack bag, and I dumped the mixed sand. I tried to save it in individual colors first, and that was kind of tricky. So I just dumped all the mixed sand that was left over into a snack pouch and could use it for something else. Then these are the colors that I didn't end up using, or other people didn't end up using in some of the mandalas. So these are gorgeous. These are easy. These are a little bit messier. We started from easy with the coloring and the scratch. We're getting a little bit messier as we go along. So making sure that you have something under the table that you can easily clean up so you don't have sand all over the place. But you know what? I did not put any sealer on top of these. It's been several months now since these have been made, and you can see I shake them upside down and there's not sand sprinkles coming off from it. They're pretty sturdy on there. You could try a gloss or a spray or something to protect them and keep them on there, but I've had success so far with just the sticky board itself. So nice, easy mandala idea right here. Moving along to the messier projects, now let's talk about some paint. These are Mandala Suncatchers, and I used two different kits for these. The kit for the Suncatchers themselves came from Oriental Trading Company. There were several, this is what they look like before you paint them. There's several different designs. One side is raised up, and so when you put paint in here, these black lines are raised up so one color will stay in each portion. The back of it is smooth. So you have options when it's finished. I kind of like looking at this dimensional textured side, but I think technically the way to display it would be from the flat side. You can, these come with little stands. How cool is that? Just put the rectangular end of it in there, and this can sit on a shelf. It shows the light through nicely. I was a little bit picky about the colors that I wanted, and so I ordered a different Suncatcher kit from Amazon. Maker for Kids was the brand of this window paint, because I liked these colors. They also had some that had glitter sparkles in them, but they were just really bright, fun colors in squeeze bottles, all the colors of the rainbow here. And this kit also came with some of its own Suncatchers. So even though these aren't the mandala theme, I wanted to show you them because it came with the paint. So these were, and they came with the suction cups. So these I can actually hang up on a window or sliding glass door. The types of Suncatchers that came with these paints were a little bit, and they came with some gold cord too that you could do some hanging with them. Were a little bit more juvenile looking, so kind of cutesy type animals or other things. So I got this for the paint itself. All right, this one, my tips for these are to do it in layers, because once you squeeze some of this in here, it settles. And as it settles, it might spread away from the edges and you might see the clear plastic through there. And I kind of wanted it to be as neat as I could. I was a little careful with it, tending to it, and I did use a toothpick. So I would squirt part of this from the squeeze bottle right into here, like maybe a little bit here and a little bit here, and this was so skinny that I used the red I'm looking at here, that I used the toothpick to push it towards the edges, to push it in the skinnier part, to push it around. These little dots are raised up to push it around those. And then I would check it by holding it up from time to time. And actually, I think all of these paints have some glitter in there. I don't know if you can see those sparkles, but there is sparkle in there. And so this one takes longer to do, and it was not dry by the time my friends, left with it. So I either gave them a paper to put underneath it or a little cardboard, so when they take it in the car, it didn't spill all over. So this one, as people are going home with it, it is still wet. And so you do have to keep it flat and have it nice and dry on its own. But it's really a beautiful Suncatcher, DIY Suncatcher in a mandala design, because that's what I chose for my theme. So let's put them all out here and take a look at them again. I had so much fun with this, even though I didn't do a big party like I was planning for my birthday. I was lucky to have friends come over one at a time or a couple at a time, and then I got to make multiple ideas of these. There, we started off with talking about the velvet art, the velvet coloring page, the fuzzy poster, having that with colored Sharpies or other types of markers, moving on to the scratch art ornaments, which used the stylus and could be hung up through the little hole at the top. Then there are the sand art mandalas, and getting messier with the fun paint. So many fun mandala making ideas. You definitely could do a mandala drawing or painting party itself, but my idea for this was to have easy kits that could be laid out so people are socializing, having fun, eating food, talking at the same time. It wasn't an art instruction party. It was a get together in a DIY, do your own project while we're mingling with one another. So if you have more birthday themed mandala ideas, let me know. Love to hear them. Again, doesn't have to be birthday. It could just be a gathering of friends or family, whatever. But I had a blast with this, even though I didn't use them for my birthday party itself. I definitely celebrated with them, and I'm having fun making some more of them myself as well. And thank you for joining me today and subscribing. I'm Kathleen Arola-Johnson here at Creative Solace Studios. Check out my art tutorials playlist for full-length art tutorials, and there are some shorts on some of these projects as well. I hope you have a really creative and celebratory day today. Whoops, I almost forgot the mandala art gifts that I got myself. So you could do these with friends or family as well too as part of your party, but they definitely take a lot longer. I had such fun with this mandala theme that I continued it with some craft projects, some art ideas of my own. These are corner bookmarks. They are meant to slide over the corner of a book. I might be using them, pretend this is a book, so they go like that. I might be using them as a wall hanging or a decoration on the cover of a mixed media art journal. If I do hang them on the wall, even though it's a quarter of a mandala each, look how pretty this is when you put 4 different sections of mandala together. I have some videos about making these that I will link in the description of this video. So this is something that I ended up doing for myself, as well as these bookmarks. These bookmarks I am using as wall hangings. Both of these diamond art or diamond painting kits are from Amazon. The first ones came in a set of 4, and these rectangular bookmarks come in a set of 3 with all of the diamond painting gemstones and the little applicator tool. These, I also did the sealer over the top of them. And I'll link my tutorial about how to use diamond painting sealer, it's really easy, in the description of this video as well. So here's my additions. In addition to all the fun mandala birthday art party, I had some mandala craft projects for myself as well.